think one of the things that you often think about when you're kind of thinking about Real Madrid is just like the incredible depth that they have in their squad. And one of the things that they always seem to do an outstanding job of is knowing when to move their big name players on. Obviously, we're all thinking about Kylian Mbappe potentially coming in for the next season and wondering how that then affects the squad. Is that something that you see them do season in, season out and do at the right time?
There's one thing that you have to give them a lot of credit for is the ability that they have to make sure that they build the team with keeping some of the old guards with them to make sure that they can explain to the guys coming, the young guys coming, what Real Madrid is. And if you look at it, now they're going to have, if Mbappe goes there, they're going to have a team that can be dominating Europe or dominating their league for maybe 6 to 7 years, because they will be all young. Vinicius Jr., if Mbappe goes there, Rodrigo, Valverde, Tchouaméni, I'm not going to name the whole squad. But one thing that they do ever so well is they know when to get rid of players. I'm not talking about the players that are logical to get rid of. I'm talking about it was time for Ronaldo. It was time for Casemiro. It was time for Ozil. Time for Varane, which was more, I think, more of a knee issue, if I understand well. But if you think about those three, Modric, Kroos, and Casemiro, they sold the youngest one. You would like to think, why would you sell the youngest one? Well, because they notify that those two can help the Valverde, the Tchouaméni, the Camavinga. They do that ever so well, and you have to give them credit, because when you get rid of the players that I mentioned before, they were outstanding players at that time for your team.
I agree, yeah. I mean, when you look at the players, and I think we're going to look at sort of Kroos and Modric as well. Now look at some of those clips Thierry's just mentioned, the fact that they're staying at the club, and they've still got a huge role to play. I mean, Modric, I mean, he's going to go down as one of the greats. Kroos will not be too far behind him as well. These are legendary figures in this competition as well, how many times they've won the Champions League. What Thierry's mentioned there about getting rid of players at the right time, I don't think there's anybody better than Real Madrid in world football. But it's a great skill for any football club to basically get rid of players before the legs go. Basically, let them retire on somebody else's pitch. And when I look at what they've done to Manchester United in the last couple of years, so in terms of Casemiro and Varane, you look at them as players for Man United and think, they need replacing. You didn't think of that when they were actually in a Real Madrid shirt playing for Real Madrid. So that's a great skill that they've been doing for a long time now.
Do you look at Real Madrid and consider them Manchester City's biggest rival for this trophy this season?
Yes, I do. I think City have the best squad, but they have the experience. They have the badge. Obviously, Man City won it last year, so they have the know-how now. But I just think Real Madrid always were in the chance, especially with the quality that the lads have just talked about.